Hello, friends. This is Coach Bala here. Hope all of you are doing well. As always, one more week has bitten the dust. What that means is for Miso 3, second week is over. Just one more week and Miso 3 is over, which is incredible. What that means is we are going to have rest week after end of the next week. And after that, we'll have the peak Miso cycle, which is the crux of the training that we will be going for. And that means we are at the business end of our training cycle. Incredible achievement. Also, for those of you who are doing 5K, end of next week is the end of your season. Congratulations, guys. You should think about going for a 5K run, either by yourself or find and get yourself registered for a local 5K. Make it happen. You guys are ready, absolutely ready to do the 5K. And for most of you, this will be your first 5K. So advanced congratulations for a historic milestone. So before I talk about a few messages for today and this week, let me tell you where I am first. So I just came for a short vacation here to Puerto Rico, which is about 3 hours or so from New York. And quite a nice place. I didn't realize it. I've never come here before. It is almost like Hawaii of the East Coast. And this is the perfect time to come. So those of you are interested in a short vacation, maybe I'll start off with that. Let me first show you the view that I'm seeing right now. This is it, guys. I'm just looking at Atlantic Ocean. Incredible view. And that's our resort. A very, very beautiful resort. It's called El Conquistador or something like that. El Conquistador. And it's a very, I would call it a high-end resort. I'm sure many of you who have gone to Mexico and other places would have experienced this. Beautiful weather. This is a good time to come. In fact, it's a little too hot actually. But absolutely, I would recommend it. The place is good. The ocean is good. If those of you play golf, the golf courses are incredible. Some amazing pools like this, lots of pools like this all around. And, somewhere there is my sort of a room. And I got it all done through Costco. So I got this Costco all-in-all deal for the family, 4 nights, included flights and rental cars and pretty much everything. And it was just a brilliant, I would say, a brilliant decision. Very, very nice. As you can see, sun is nicely blazing on me, about 82, 83 degrees, which is, almost like a dream come true because we are all coming in from East Coast. I'm coming in from East Coast and it's so cold out there nowadays. So it's a good break. Those of you who are thinking about taking a break, that's a good place. One other thing about El Escort is you see that island out there. That island looks like it's owned by this resort, and it's a private island. That's where all kinds of beach, stuff happens, like lovely place for, just relaxing the whole day. There's a bar and all that. And then also jet skis and, all the good water sports, everything is there. So I would say it's a wonderful place to come, especially given it's just a couple of hours from East Coast. Of course, those in the West Coast, they all have the luxury of Hawaii. But for East Coast, I would say this is a good place. And do check it out. It's a nice place. El Conquistador. I'm sorry, I'm not able to pronounce that properly. Okay, now back to our messages. So I wanted to say 2 or 3 things for this week. The first one is, all of you are in that phase of your training cycle, wherein when you started off, let us say both of there is a mental strength element, there is a physical strength element. Let's assume that all of us started off at 0-0 on both these counts, starting point of the season. Now, what has happened is, thanks to your rigorous, continuous, and structured and systematic training, both these metrics are massively enhanced, and that's the reason why you're able to do it. As I told you, long distance runs is more mental than physical. Of course, physical is also required. But then something interesting happens around this time. And that interesting point is that the increase in mental strength is actually a lot more than the increase in physical strength. So if you have to think about it in terms of numbers, you're looking at from 0, the physical strength went from 0 to 75, but mental strength went from 0 to 95. Or in other words, there is a 20 units of surplus mental strength than your physical strength. While this might sound like a great position to be, right? At the end of the day, I just told you that long distance running is all about mental strength. So it seems to be a good position, but you know what? It's also a very dangerous position. The reason why it is very dangerous is that when you have much stronger mental strength than physical strength, or in other words, the physical strength hasn't caught up yet with what your mind wants you to do, then what happens is the mind starts pushing the physical attributes more than it can do. It teaches you to sort of ignore what the body is telling you, ignore the pain that your body is having right now, and just push it. A little bit of pushing is always necessary. There's always some pain that will be there, and we have to live with it. That is what long distance running is. We know that. But if mental strength to physical strength gap is 20 units, then mental strength pushes you much harder than what your physical strength or physical body is capable of. Now, as a result, what happens? Injury. So we have seen over past many seasons that this is the time when injury strikes, either in terms of, joint pains, knees, ankles. These are the typical areas, hamstrings, also on the calf muscle, which is the shin, so shin splits. These are very common injury points. And the part of the reason is your mental strength is pushing you harder than what you're able to do. And as a result, you ignore the signs coming from the body. When you start ignoring the signs, when your body is communicating with you and you ignore it completely, that's when the problem happens. And this is that time. So I want to warn all of you, really all of you, to ensure that be cognizant of this first. And it's not just for new runners, it's for return runners as well. Be cognizant of this first and be proactive when it comes to what your body is telling you. For instance, if there is a niggle, let's talk in terms of knees. If there is a small niggle in your knee, don't wait for that niggle to become debilitating and then start wearing a knee pad. It is better that you buy the knee pad right now. And as I've told you before, Find is the best out there. You should buy that, the right size, and you should start using it just as an advanced precaution. It will save your knee. Same thing goes for your ankle, same thing goes for every other part of the body. Likewise, don't feel pressured to, if you're having a lot of pain, it is okay to take a couple of days of rest. It's okay to miss a run because we are playing the long game here, pun intended. What that means is just wait for the body to recover. You remember we talked about the FIT framework. It takes some time for the body to recover. And if your body is constantly getting pounded, which is what has happened, impact loading because of constant running, of course you will have issues. So that's why I want you all to keep in mind, be proactive, listen to your body, know that this is a critical time in your training journey where you don't want to succumb to mental strength being the true strength. As you do this, couple more weeks, your physical strength will catch up with the mental strength, and hence you are in perfect zone, which is the zone that we want all of you to be in during your race day. Make sense? So that's my point number 1. The point number 2 is, let us think about what's going to happen going forward. So the first thing is, as I said, end of next week is the end of MESO 3. And that is when we have our RHWB tradition, which is a rest week. 1 week of doing nothing. And we'll talk about it in my next message. But rest week is something that some people love it. Many people hate it because they don't want to have a break. Some people find it necessary. Some people find it unnecessary, etc. But, RHWB is nothing if it is not its traditions. This is a tradition that started off from season 1 onwards, and we keep it. Coaches also get a break. A week break before we all can be fresh again. So it's got multiple advantages. Maybe there are some disadvantages, but you know what? Life is all about that. There's nothing that is 100% pluses on everything. So just stick with it because you're in the RSWB program. Stick with our rest week. So next week, once you're done, you'll have the rest week and we'll talk a lot more about it. But what that also means is that we have our mid-season party to kick off the rest week. And I would like, as I know it's in New Jersey, so not all of you can come in. Of course, if you can make it, nothing like it. But those of you in the East Coast, New Jersey, Penn, Pennsylvania, New York, Delaware, people around this area, and even Massachusetts, if you can, do make the trip. It's a wonderful time. Runners' party is always very special because we know how to sustain our energy for a long time and we know how to have fun. And it's always fun to put a name to various faces that we got introduced to during this season. And it's this time we are planning for some talent shows. Somebody wants to sing or dance and things like that from runners. It's a great time to showcase your talent. We'll have some of our runners who are extremely professionally, almost a professional talent in singing. They'll be there. Live music with guitar and drum and everything will be there. And then we have a DJ, who's a DJ Parth, who's also a runner, who's a legend here in the East Coast. He'll be there to sort of kick us off on the dance floor. Food is involved. Drinks will be involved. So pretty much everything you can think of in a party in addition to fantastic, incredible human beings of RHWP. That's really what it is. So make a sincere attempt to join us. It's for all of this, it's just $35. In fact, RHWP contributes so that to keep it, affordable for all of us. So that's one way of RHWP giving back to the community. So come, enjoy time with us, enjoy the party, then you can kick off the rest week. It is the end of rest week, not the beginning of rest week. So you'll be fully rested before you start the peak miso. So it's on the Friday after the next Friday. So I'm trying to remember what the date is. Should be 26th or 27th. But I've sent out a note in WhatsApp. So do come over for the mid-season party. And then the last thing I want to say is around for the 5K runners. Folks, congratulations, guys. One more week. It's a taper week for you. So it'll be like slowly coming down. And then you can be ready for your first major run. K is a massive milestone. We are very proud of you. Make sure that if you're running by yourself around your house and stuff, make sure that your Garmin watch recognizes at least 3.1 miles. So actually make it 3.15 just to make sure that it crosses the 3.1 mile mark. Then only we'll be able to give you a certificate. If you just do 3.05, unfortunately, you haven't finished a 5K. And trust me, there are many instances where it breaks our heart that a runner goes and switches off the Garmin before he could finish the 3.1 mile. And as a result, we were not able to give the certificate, or we asked him to do it again or her to do it again. So let's not do that and approach the 5K run. Even if you're running alone, just by yourself, approach it as if it's a race day. That means you set a time on your mind, 8 o'clock, and 8 o'clock you start running. So you come to that place at 7:30, be ready with all the gears, and then start off at 8:30. If your family members can come and support you, nothing like it. It's a big deal, guys. It's a very big deal. And your medal is waiting for you. Okay? So with that, I will sign off by saying that this is the injury portion of your training pattern. So you got to be very careful. Don't allow your mental strength to run amok. Control it while you build your physical strength. Signing you this wonderful view for you all to enjoy.